these experiences will be really quite empowering. It's about Jilly Cooper. Jilly triggered a sort of heated debate on Good Morning Britain last month after she said she wanted a new dog at the age of 84. She's doing a novel, her lovely Bluebell, beautiful Bluebell, her greyhound, sadly no longer with us. She loves her dogs, Jilly. And she said she wants a new dog at the age of 84. On the ITV show, columnist Lara Asprey said it was selfish to get a dog later on in life.
Who would look after the dog? Do you have a sort of backup plan in place with somebody who you know and trust to take care of your dogs?
An accident could happen at any time to anybody. Yes, I do have a backup. 3 neighbours have got keys to my home. My sister, I know, would take them both on. But this could happen at any stage in your life.
Even at any stage, I think everybody would have a backup for a dog. I'm not saying it's specifically age-specific. However, I do feel it's more important because you do get a dog for life, and it's also for the dog's life. So it needs to be, I feel, in a home that it can feel is its family for its life as well as yours.
See, I disagree. My mum's mid-80s. She's a couple of years older than Jilly and lives on her own. And she's had a couple of dogs, one that sort of got her through lockdown and that sadly died, but it was an old dog she sort of inherited from her vet, actually, and looked after it. And now she's got a border collie called Max, who's 12. He's just come off a farm. He's retired, and he's first time he's ever lived in a house. And he's 12 years old. And the local charity, if my mum pegs it before the dog, to put it bluntly, they'll take it back. There are lots of charities who can do it. If you are in this situation and you have any information about people who do this, please let me know. There are charities like the Cinnamon Trust which help people look after their pets. Catherine Flanagan has been a volunteer dog walker there for a decade.
I've walked dogs for people who either have had a dog when they were a bit younger, and as they got older, just found they couldn't get out and walk the dog as much, but love their dog. They're a part of the family. So that's where we kind of step in and we can kind of help with the dog walking. And it means that, someone can keep their pet and they're getting exercise. It causes people a lot of worry. What would happen? What will happen to me? So it's nice for them to know that people will step in and look after, and help walk them. People I've met over the years, they might not see lots of people. So it's kind of, it's nice to see a friendly face. It's just nice that I still get my dog fixed and I can walk dogs to people as well. I think the charity main is about keeping people and their animals together.
So morning to you. Have you got any solutions for this one? Because I'm in my 50s and it's important to me that my mum, who lives on her own, has got a dog. It's a massive thing. So it helps lots of different generations. Sometimes families will walk them for you and also say, well, we'll look after it if, the dog outlives you. Also, who's to say people, if you're in your 80s, you're not fit enough to walk a dog? Many people are. Some people in their 80s are a lot fitter than those of us in our 50s. Listening to that is Beverly Cuddy, who is the editor of Dogs Today, who knows Jilly well. Morning, Beverly.
Good morning. Lovely to have be invited.
It's a joy to have you on. It's not a binary debate, this, isn't it? It's far more nuanced. Just because you're in your 80s doesn't mean you can't give a dog a good life and have plans in place if it outlives you.
I think that's absolutely right. I mean, age really is just a number, and a dog is part of our family. And I think in a way that if the family can rally round and make sure that that the owner and the dog are being supported, then what's the problem? And I think Jilly in her 80s has probably got much more energy than most of us have ever had. She's absolutely full of. I mean, she's in the middle of writing a book at the moment, which just means that she just doesn't get involved in all these debates because she's still working. I mean, 20 years on from when most people retire, her brain's still sharp, but the love of a dog just gives us the reason to get up in the morning and to get going, and gives often when we're alone, it's the reason to look after themselves. So I don't think we should be being ageist about this.
But Beverly, I mean, the Cinnamon Trust we talked about, there are other options as well. There's lots of dogs trust and charities who say you can adopt it, and then we'll take it back if anything goes wrong. But there's a lot out there, isn't there, as well?
Well, it's true, but some of the larger charities are actually quite firm about maximum ages, and they've got more rigid policies. The smaller ones could be a bit more flexible, and I think that's what you need. I also, as well as being Dogs Today editor, I now am part of an organisation called tailwise.com that makes people consider all of the factors when they're getting a dog, and whether or not their lifestyle will fit the dog, and what sort of dog will fit the life they have. Because some dogs, like us, are more couch potato. Some of them are absolutely like Jilly, wanting to work until they drop. And you've got to find the dog that fits into your life, and then make sure you're supported in that journey so that you get a lifetime of help.
Beverly, good to talk to you. Beverly Cuddy there, editor of Dogs Today, knows Jilly well as of a lot of us does, and she's amazing. So any advice, information, any charities you know of, any ways you've done it for your parents, or if you're in your 80s, what do you think? Trudy in Gloucester, the rescue centres just want people to look after an old dog. Some centres will carry on paying the vet's bill, so I don't see any problem in an older person getting a dog. Some dogs, like greyhounds, don't need much exercise. My two are so old now, we're taken for a run in the field, they think they can set off, and they set off, and literally 5 seconds later, they stop, little tongues are lolling out. So take me home. Thank you for all of these. Steve in Abbeymead. Morning, Steve. Please be kind enough to put out a message to my lovely wife, Mel. Morning, Mel. You're getting ready for this. We've been married for 47 wonderful years today, and I want to thank you for putting up with me through thick and thin all this time. You deserve a medal. Love you lots, and always will. From